Okay, in this instructional video here, we're going to provide the activities necessary to install a linear actuator into the elevation base. First step will be to take the linear actuator and to guide it into position. We have a forward mount, we have a rear mount, and we also have, from our previous instructional video, the table is held by a small jack on a block of wood. We have pushed the shoulder bolt in on one side. We have pushed the shoulder bolt in on the second side, and the linear actuator is now in its two mounts. We're taking the elastic stop nut and we're placing that onto the shoulder bolt. And we'll take the second elastic stop nut and we're going to place that onto the shoulder bolt. Okay, just to start it. Okay. Next, we're going to take our Allen head wrench and our 9/16 inch wrench, preferably a ratcheting wrench. Makes this job go very quickly. And we're going to go ahead and tighten up that elastic stop nut onto the shoulder bolt. Because the shoulder bolt is used in this application, there is no possibility to over tighten. Okay? The fact that we use an elastic stop nut in this application, there is no need for a washer because the elastic stop nut acts as a lock washer. You'll notice that once the bolt is in place, that there will be free play, and that free play is permissible. Okay? We're going to perform the same tightening activity on the second shoulder bolt and elastic stop nut. And again, this area is engineered where you cannot inadvertently over tighten the nut to the bolt. That's not possible because it will mechanically stop by virtue of a shoulder bolt being used in this application. We'll tighten that up, and when we're finished, we also will realize and recognize that there is free play for the shoulder bolt to move inside that location. That is permissible, and that is a design characteristic. Okay? The next step will be to go ahead and to take the wiring harness and to install the spiral wrap that was part of the original installation. And it's very easy to go ahead and just put that on, wrapping that over the wiring bundle. So all our wires in this case are held together, and that way we can ensure that the final routing of the wires is consistent with the design of the table. With that done, we're going to go ahead and get our T-handle wrench ready. And we're going to get our wires placed inside of the cable clamp. There are two cable clamps in place. One is for the foot switch, and that's the only wire that goes through that cable clamp. And the second cable clamp grabs all of the black wires from the bundle. We'll piece those two cable clamps together. We'll take our hex head bolt, push that through. And then we'll take that package and we will screw that package to the drilled and tapped hole on the base. Very straightforward, very simple to do. Okay, he's accomplished that. The next step will be to tidy up all of the wiring and to use our 3 tie wraps and to attach those tie wraps to the wiring harness at 3 locations. Okay. Alright, there's location 1. We can see the routing of the harness. We're coming off the cable clamp. We're routing here to the left. And our first tie wrap is directly inside here. So there's no possibility for the harness to be in any other place than where we want it to be. We've applied our second tie wrap there at the center point of that frame. And now we're going to go ahead and put our third one in. In this section, we've already gone ahead and we've routed the wiring in place, and we want to show that the final wiring will look like this. We have a small bend radius of the power harness coming off the linear actuator. Okay, small bend radius right in there. We're coming through our 3 tie wraps. Okay, and then we're arriving at the cable clamp. In this section, we're going to go ahead and connect up the power to the linear actuator. We have 4 wires to join together. What we have is we have a brown wire that will go to a 20 gauge plastic coated black wire. Okay? And we'll snap that together. We then have a blue wire that will go to an 18 gauge flexible heater wire. Okay? Now, I just want to show you that we have 2 black wires that we're going to be utilizing here. The smaller 20 gauge black wire goes to the brown. The larger 18 gauge flexible heater wire goes to the blue. If those wires are reversed, down will be up and up will be down. Okay? Now, very important consideration at this point. We've got the power connected to the linear actuator, and what we're going to do is we're going to remove our floor jack . We want that out of the way. We want no obstruction, and we want to remove that from its place, take it away from the table. At that point, and at this point, we can go ahead and utilize the foot switch. Okay? And as long as we followed the instructions for how to connect up the wires for the linear actuator, when we press the down button, the table will come down. If we have done those connections improperly, down will become up, up will become down. That is the reason why we remove the floor jack from its position on the table. In the event that there has been any misconnection of the wiring, we do not want the table to come down and crush to the floor jack, because in that case, damage can be caused to the linear actuator at this point here. Okay, it can crush it. This linear actuator is capable of moving over 1,500 pounds. It has a tremendous lifting capability. And we're going to take our 4 screws and put on the electrical panel cover. And that will conclude the installation of the linear actuator.